how real is the universe, truly? Has this order in which we live emerged on its own? Or is it a system operating by predetermined rules? Could the universality of physical laws, the validity of mathematics everywhere, and nature's unwavering consistency be coincidences? Or are they outward reflections of a hidden underlying structure? Humanity has questioned reality for a long time, but at no time has this questioning been as powerful as today. Now, we are not only observing nature, but also creating systems that can imitate reality itself. Virtual worlds, simulations, and artificial intelligences have blurred the boundary between real and artificial. This blurriness brings an inevitable question. If a sufficiently advanced civilization can create worlds identical to reality, could the universe we live in be the product of such a world? Whether reality is independent of perception becomes crucial at this point. The human mind does not directly experience the external world. It collects data through light, sound, and chemical signals and assembles them into a meaningful whole. The colors we see, the sounds we hear, and the textures we feel are interpretations produced by the brain. This shows that the reality we experience is already a mental representation. If everything perceived is merely an interpretation, then the source of that interpretation begins to be questioned. Simulation theory arises exactly out of this questioning and proposes that the universe could be a system designed consciously, rather than the product of a natural process. This idea is not new. In ancient Greece, Plato explained through the allegory of the cave that people believed shadows were reality. The world outside of the cave represented true reality beyond perception. For centuries, this idea remained a philosophical debate, discussed on a metaphysical basis. Yet, in the digital age, things have changed. Humanity is not only observing reality, but also reproducing it. Virtual environments, simulations, and artificial intelligences have practically demonstrated that reality can be artificially constructed. These developments have brought a new question. If a civilization reaches the technology to simulate its past, ancestors, or possible historical scenarios, is there any reason for it not to do so? Such simulations can be highly functional for analyzing history, observing social behaviors, or simply generating data. This viewpoint has also opened up new interpretations of the origin of the universe. The Big Bang can be thought of not only as a cosmological event, but also as the moment a system was initiated. If the universe is a simulation, its starting point could have served as an initiation command. One of the most significant approaches that made this possibility be taken seriously academically is Nick Bostrom's probability argument. According to this argument, when advanced civilizations achieve the capacity to generate simulations, they can create many simulated universes. In this case, the number of simulated minds would exceed the number of original minds. Statistically, the likelihood of any mind being inside a simulation becomes higher. This idea shakes the notion of a single reality. Could multiple copies of the same universe be running at once? Theoretically, yes. A simulation can be restarted many times with different parameters. Minor changes can produce completely different outcomes. This strengthens the possibility that the universe we experience may not be unique or special. Looking at the structure of the universe, there are some striking elements that support this possibility. Physical laws are universal and work without exception. This gives the impression that nature operates according to pre-written rules. The smallest units of measurement, like Planck length, show that the universe is not continuous, but made up of certain discrete parts. The fact that a smaller scale becomes meaningless suggests there is a limit to resolution. This structure is likened to pixels in digital systems. The impossibility of surpassing the speed of light is interpreted in this context as well. That limit could be the upper data transfer capability of the universe. Physical constants act like parameters set, so the system works steadily. Theoretically, it is possible for them to be altered, but such a change could disrupt the entire structure. Quantum mechanics presents an even more striking picture. The state of a particle is not definite until observed. This uncertainty contradicted classical physics and was hard to explain for a long time. Yet, from the perspective of simulation, this situation takes on a different meaning. Is the universe calculated only when observed? If so, this approach would result in significant computational savings. Unobserved areas are not processed in detail, but only become clear when needed. This coincides perfectly with the logic of simulation. Black holes also take on a different meaning in this framework. The fact that information about their insides does not leave does not necessarily mean the information is lost. These regions may be areas closed to access by the system. The information is there, but access is restricted. All these physical discussions inevitably lead to consciousness. Consciousness is the most complex and controversial dimension of simulation theory. Even if the physical universe can be simulated, how can subjective experience be explained? Human consciousness does not directly interact with the external world. Perceptions are representations generated by the brain. This leads to possibility that consciousness could be the interface of the simulation. Dreams provide a striking example in this regard. Even when the connection to the physical environment is severed, consciousness generates its own internally consistent reality. This suggests that sub-simulations within a simulation could be possible. The sense of reality can exist independently of the physical world. At this point, a debate on free will becomes inevitable. If the universe is a simulation, are choices truly free? Or are all decisions pre-written? Even in deterministic systems, complexity can lead to unpredictable outcomes. Randomness, if not absolute freedom, can arise from internal unknowns within the system. This shows that free will is not completely lost. A simulation may be designed to observe certain outcomes, but this does not mean individual decisions are meaningless. Choices still produce results. Experiences are still lived. The question of who started the simulation consciously remains unanswered. However, potential purposes can be discussed. Scientific experiments, historical observations, behavior analyses, or simply data generation. This raises an ethical issue. If life is simulated, does its value diminish? The answer is clear. Pain, happiness, and experience are real, no matter what their source is. For this reason, the existence of beings within the simulation is ethically significant. Is it possible to exit the simulation? Can the system be communicated with? The simulation to become aware. Ultimately, simulation theory does not provide a definitive answer, but it strongly demonstrates that reality can be questioned. Regardless of the source of the universe, the experiences we live retain their significance. Perhaps the main question is not whether this world is real, but what we do within it. If you're interested in topics like this, deep and thought-provoking, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the source of our reality? Be sure to share your opinions.